Welcome to Sidetrack, your sci-fi TV and movie channel. So yesterday I put the trailer up for Ghostbusters Afterlife, and I did that because this film, more than any really that are coming out in the next 6 months, I am most excited by. And the trailer does not let us down. If this film is half as good as it looks, it might actually be a worthy successor to the original. An original movie that for me is one of the very few films in history that is actually perfect. Perfect writing, perfect performances, perfect casting. It is a very rare thing in cinematography that there is nothing I would change about it. Now, I even went as far as saying in one of my comments that maybe this film could make up for the last Ghostbusters attempt. But we'll talk about that a little bit more in a second. But what do we get from the trailer? Well, there's one thing that I'm intrigued by, and I have a little bit of a theory. We know that Bill Murray is going to make a cameo in this film. We also know that Dan Aykroyd is coming back as Ray. But we know that Dan Aykroyd, from a previous trailer, is in his occult shop. They call him. He answers the phone. He's in the shop that we see in Ghostbusters 2. But we don't know anything about where Venkman is. But in the start of this movie, there is some unusual character. He's driving his car. It turns over into a cornfield. He's got a Ghostbusters trap. We see him carrying it into a home. We see some sort of ghost following him, a poltergeist following him, stalking him.
Honestly, I have no idea.
We then see him put the trap into the hole in the living room, and then Spengler's granddaughter find it some years later, potentially. We know that Bill Murray has made a cameo, and that a lot of people have said that his performance is stunning. Would it make sense, though, that actually he doesn't really appear in the film, but he is the strange character at the beginning of the film, that he knows something is happening, he is there trying to help Spengler, or he's involved in whatever's going on with Spengler, and that is who we see at the start of the film. It's Venkman that is hiding the trap.
I found it in my living room.
Wait a minute. This thing is real?
To be honest, I think that would be absolutely brilliant and a really, really lovely way of having Bill Murray in this movie. So much better than the cameos they had for the other Ghostbusters film. And just a really nice nod to the characters. And then I want to see Ray in the movie. I want to see him more than just giving advice. I want to see him getting involved if possible. Because they are the Ghostbusters. Their involvement in this film is absolutely vital for its success, but only in small parts. I don't want to see them in massive parts in the movie, because it really has got to focus on the next generation, and that's what this film should be about. It's about bringing the Ghostbusters into an entirely new situation and entirely new characters. I was really worried about there being kids. I was thinking, oh, for God's sake, they've done a movie with kids. That's almost as bad as what they did in the last one.
There!
What do we do?
I love this car. Go, go, go!
But actually, the more I see of the film, the less concerned I am. And the more convinced I am that they have really managed to do something beautiful. And Jason Reitman, as a director, is the perfect choice. He respects the original film so much. He seems to have changed almost nothing. One good example of that are the special effects. The special effects of the dogs. You can see from the trailer that, oh, don't get me wrong, they're pretty good.
Hey, bud.
And the CGI is actually capable of producing something more realistic than that, but they've respected the original effects. The dogs kind of look like they did from the original film, and I love that. And even more than that, remembering from the first movie when the trap gets shut down and the ghost energy explodes through the top and then spreads through the city, They've recreated that for the new film. It looks almost exactly the same.
What exactly is happening here?
We need to finish what our grandfather started.
That's not good.
They could have created special effects far more advanced than that, but they haven't. They've kept it honest to the original. Ecto 1, they haven't messed with it. It genuinely looks like it's 30 years older. It's just beautifully put together, and I'm really looking forward to it. But can it make up for the last Ghostbusters film? And what do I really think about the last Ghostbusters film? Well, it's universally hated. Now, I don't care about this thing about films being woke. I don't care about transgender characters. I don't really care about characters that are traditionally men being turned into women. Look at what they did with Battlestar Galactica. Everybody went crazy when Starbuck was cast as a female. Even Starbuck himself, the original actor, went crazy. But then he learned to respect that. Dirk Benedict actually apologised and actually then appeared with the new Starbuck character herself. They had an idea for that character. Turning into a woman actually was relevant to the story, and my God, it worked. Now, anything like that, if it's relevant to the story and it works for the story and pushes the story forwards, I don't care if they mess with things like that. I do care, though, if they do it with an agenda in mind, and that seems to be what they did with the last Ghostbusters film. Yes, the Ghostbusters were women, and my God, did they spend a lot of the movie telling you that repeatedly. They sort of went, why can't the Ghostbusters be women? And then made an entire movie ramming it down our throat. But for me, there's a worse crime. The comedy in the original Ghostbusters film is actually quite subtle. It's sarcasm. There's no real slapstick humour. It's them acting like idiots at times, yeah, but it's not in your face. It's hilarious, don't get me wrong, but it's subtle. It's quite a subtle humour. They didn't do that in the female Ghostbusters movie. Like the female agenda, they tried to ram the comedy down our throats as well, and it didn't work. It wasn't funny. It just was a bad film, and it actually didn't even make that much sense as a movie. So no, from beginning to end, terrible film. If this new movie, Ghostbusters Afterlife, is even half as good as it looks, and I think it might actually be better, because I think they're holding a lot back, then this is not going to just be a worthy successor to the Ghostbusters film. Because, don't get me wrong, this isn't a reboot. This is a sequel. This is Ghostbusters Part 3. I honestly think it has modernised the franchise, brought it to a whole new generation of people, a whole new generation of kids that are going to immediately go back and love the original movie just as much as we do. It's really, really a worthy successor. And I cannot wait to see it. If you're watching Disney, or you're watching any of the big companies, Amazon, blah, blah, Netflix, and you're considering doing some sort of reboot, or bringing an old franchise back, watch this movie. Respect the original content. Don't try and change everything just for the sake of changing it, because movie fans will not forgive you if you fuck it up. So, Disney, Amazon, take note. It looks like this is how you do it. So, thanks for watching. If you are new to the channel, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, share the video wherever the hell you like. I really appreciate it. And I will see you next time.
Mom, what kind of scientist was Grandpa?
Honestly, I have no idea.
I found it in my living room.
Wait a minute. This thing is real?
Somehow, a town that has no fault lines is shaking on a daily basis.
What is that?
Maybe it's the apocalypse.
Oh my God.
This isn't a mine. It's a gateway.
exactly is happening here?
We need to finish what our grandfather started.
That's not good.
Hey, Buster.